I'm going to read to you a few statements, often made by critics who wish to debunk astrology, and show you why each and every one of them is actually true. Let's start with the first one. That not believing in astrology is common sense, or that astrology is wrong is common sense, or that astrology doesn't make any sense. Well, yeah, to put it bluntly, unless that dot in the sky is a meteorite heading towards you, the idea that it will have any significant effect on your life is, well, not very reasonable. The second statement is that the zodiac signs are wrong. Well, yeah, they are. You see, if we take the tropical zodiac, well, you get most of Aries in what should be Pisces, and it actually is the same for all of the signs because of precession. If you take the sidereal zodiac, well, then the head of the Gemini is where Cancer should be, and the tail of the Scorpio is actually in Sagittarius. So again, they simply don't align. The third statement is that astrologers work from someone's time of birth instead of the time of their conception. And that's actually very generous, because sometimes astrologers work from the day of birth, and well, it's not very exclusive to one individual. So yeah, also if you do work from the day of birth, you have this small problem of many people being born on the same day and none of them having a similar life, let's just say that. The fourth statement is that no one knows how astrology works, or that no one can show the causal relationship between the movement of the stars and our lives. And yeah, that's exactly what's going on. No one can actually show you any causal relationship between the two. Well, the next two statements are basically the same statement in different forms. The first being that the scientific tests done so far has shown that astrology doesn't work, and the second statement is that there is no scientific proof for astrology, which is basically the same thing. Well, without going into too much details, one can say that yes, in terms of most of the scientific tests done so far, especially in the 20th century, they have shown astrology to be, well, unreliable at best. Now, the next statement is, well, a little too broad to cover entirely, but let's try to boil it down to the basics. The claim is that astrology is at odds with modern science and modern philosophical understanding of the universe. And again, this is a very broad statement, so let's just take the often heard astrological claim that the stars influence our lives. There really isn't any evidence to show that it is so, and most importantly, there is no known mechanism that would even allow it to be so. For example, if we take gravity, if we take light, if we take any other form of energy across the entire spectrum, there is no measurable effect that can be had by the planet being at a certain point in space. In other words, at present there is nothing to suggest that the stars can or do influence our lives, and when you claim otherwise, it goes both against logic and against reason. Now, the next statement is that astrologers protect astrology to protect their vested interests. Well, yeah, of course they do. They make money out of astrology. If it is proven to be incorrect, well, they will be out of a job. The next one is that astrology is not a science. Well, yeah, it was never refined like mathematics or physics or chemistry to make it a scientific discipline. Or more precisely, it was never refined to make it only a scientific discipline. So again, this statement is correct. The last one is quite easy. Astrology was just invented. Well, yeah, of course it was. No one is born with an innate knowledge of astrology. You need to first create that knowledge and then learn it somehow and teach to others. Now, in the next video I will show you why these statements actually don't prove anything about astrology, but they are valid statements and should be considered carefully and carefully addressed. Until then, you are welcome to check out the other videos on this channel, and please check out my website. You will find the link below. Thank you.